Good evening, everybody. Welcome to League of Extraordinary Inventors. I'm your host, Mike from Faraday Research. It is Free Energy Friday. It is Friday, July 25th, 2025. Welcome to the show. As usual, we have Nathan on and we have Lulu with us. And we also got chat. Everybody in the chat, welcome to the show. I see some new names here. So everybody, welcome to the show.
I guess my name is Nathan.
Nathan? Did I say Nathan? Oh, yeah. I apologize. Oh, sorry. Philip. The infamous Philip. Welcome to the show. So it's been a busy week. I'll talk about my project that I'm working on, the Howard Johnson motor. I got some interesting stuff. On the happy note, my father came home from the hospital, so that's a great thing. He's home now after 2 months of being in the hospital. So, we got Gerald here. Gerald, good evening.
Hey, Gerald.
Good evening. How is everybody?
Is your camera working tonight, or?
No, it's still blacker than a... Well, I shouldn't say that. It's really black.
Try not to throw your cell phone on the wall next time.
Well, no, actually, this computer camera wasn't the cell phone that dropped. It was the laptop.
Okay.
We lost Lulu. What happened to Lulu? Oh, chaos. Yeah, so, it's been a busy week. Father came home from the hospital. Yesterday was my anniversary, and I've been working on the... Thank you. 15 years. Yep.
Nice.
15 years and counting. And so I was working in the lab quite a bit this week, even though that it's been like 90 degrees here in Toronto. Freaking hot, humid as hell. But yeah, I managed to get quite a few hours in the lab this week working on the Howard Johnson motor. So
I hope you get that thing perfected, man. I really do. That guy, when I seen him, I thought, I know what he did was real, and I thought if there's anyone that can do it
was real.
I didn't have the patience to do that. So all the power to you, man.
You know what? I found a loophole that will make the job a lot easier. It still uses the magnets. Like, this will not have any any batteries in it, no capacitors, nothing. It's strictly a mechanical device that will run perpetually. I came up with this idea, and if I make the mechanism to fire it properly, it will run forever. With no batteries, no capacitors, nothing.
Will it do work, you think?
Yeah, it will. Yes.
Yeah. I hope you make that sucker run, man. I really do. Seriously, all the power to you, man.
Well, part of the thing that a lot of people don't look at, they're always focusing on the magnets. Okay?
Yeah.
That's fine. That's part of the equation, yes. But it's the wheel. The wheel has got to be unbalanced.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So when the wheel comes around for every single hit of the magnet force, it has to have an imbalance in the wheel. So when it comes around, it whips around.
Okay? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
The wider the diameter, the more inertia is created. So just by the mechanical motion of the wheel, you have a mechanical gain in force.
Well, did you see the video that Howard Johnson, he did like a...
Yeah, a train. He did like a train in that.
Yeah, and he did he showed off his car, but he also showed a motor on a movable bench. And when he turned the motor on, he didn't turn it on. He pulled something out like a lock that allowed it to start spinning.
Right.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So my idea, I kind of went in a little bit of a different direction than what he was doing. But if I do it right, it's going to create quite a bit of power. Enough to drive a coil that will produce power. So not only that it's going to run continuously on its own with no batteries, no capacitors, no nothing, it's also going to produce power. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I got to make the. Oh, there's Lulu. She's back. What happened, Lulu?
Lulu's back. I got to step out for just a sec.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Thank
no
you.
problem. So
The signal's so bad.
Is it? Yeah. So Philip's had a big week. I guess we'll get into Philip's stuff. He has kind of a big announcement here.
Lulu is still being monitored by the CIA or something.
CIA. You're on the watch list.
All right, partager l'écran. There you go. I'm gonna start with my little video first.
Yeah. Okay. I'll pop it up there. All right, floor is yours. I don't hear any sound.
1 sec.
No, I don't hear sound. That's okay. You're going to be talking anyways, right?
Yeah, so big announcement. My paper was finally peer-reviewed and published on Journal of High Energy Physics, Gravitation, and Cosmology.
Can you answer?
So I'm pretty happy about that. It's basically, I mean, I had the help of Dr. Marongwe, obviously, to help me out writing all the maths. But I had the idea of having a relative gravitomagnetic permeability to replace dark matter. And so we basically don't need dark matter. And I've been saying that for the last 15 years. But anyways, it's peer-reviewed, it's there, and now I can do business with some U.S. entities because these were their requirements that I have a peer-reviewed paper first. Otherwise, they would, I'm not a crank anymore, basically. So I deserve some respect from now on. Just kidding. So that's the cool thing I want to say first, and second, I'm just gonna do some advertisement for my software here on fornarts.com. I released the version 2 of C++ Superset, which is available for Ubuntu and Windows, and it's free for open source usages. So you can just download it, try it out, and keep it if you like it, if you're a programmer. So it basically fixes memory leaks and crashes inside C++ application written in C++. So it takes advantage of the low latency of C++, the low cost, the low energy consumption, and it fixes the manual memory management problem that C++ has. So it takes the best of both worlds. I'm gonna start promoting that a little bit next week. And other than that, I did update my simulator last Sunday, to describe a little bit. This is the same problem I was talking about last week, but now I added so now I have the electric, the magnetic force, the gravitoelectric, and the gravitomagnetic, and I ended up with the same problem I had last week. I have a very I don't know if you can call this a stable atom or not, but you can see an electron rotating around a proton. It's kind of 1-to-1 here. The other electrons are leaving the premise. but you can see it doesn't look like very robust, you know. So the bore model is not very robust, so it still doesn't make sense. So I need to find a better solution to make the atoms more stable and robust, because right now it seems very fragile, if you know what I mean. So so yeah, so I did work a little bit last weekend on that. Other than that, I had to work on C++ superset for my employer as well this week during the week. So I had a pretty intensive week, but anyways, I just wanted to share
Yeah, that's
that.
awesome. That's really cool, Philip. I'm really happy you got that done. That's
Yeah,
big.
it's awesome.
So
Yeah,
now
that
you're
is
not.
really good. Good job, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. At least you're doing the right channels and trying to make yourself look legit in the academia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's kind of it's not 100% mainstream. If you're too much off mainstream, they're gonna call you a fringe scientist and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
you need to be to have a foot in the door. You know what I mean? In the
Yeah.
mainstream area, if you want to have your paper published.
Yeah.
So, but that's because I needed a publication if I want to talk to the U.S. entities and things like that. So I had no choice. So I'm betraying the French scientists here.
Betray. I
Well,
don't.
I kind of wonder what the powers that ought be or ought not be would do if some guy in his garage managed to come with FTL communication. You know what I mean? Fast and light communication, kind of along the same lines of what you're doing. So I get the fact that you have to get a paper published because of the route that you're going, but I want to work in the garage.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, I need money at some point. It's
Gerald. Gerald wants to stay in the closet.
Oh no! You misunderstand. I'm building a garage where the roof opens.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just being a smartass.
So was I. I'm sorry, Mike.
Yeah, it's okay. We're cool.
Right on.
Yeah, that's cool. So hopefully, the U.S. Navy will take a look at the paper, and obviously, now that you have it, in peer review, then they're going to say, okay, this guy seems legit, in their eyes, right?
Yeah, I'm no longer a crank,
Yeah, and just send them a message saying, here's the link for my paper. It's in peer review now, and who knows, right?
Yeah.
You might get a phone call.
U.S. Navy, man, I saw they give like billions of dollars to companies sometimes. So
they have a very robust bank account, especially for R&D. Yes.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best.
So
yeah,
now you know why I had to betray the French scientists here.
Well, I don't see it being a betray. I don't see that at all.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, my cat.
Yeah, Lulu's having connection problems, and apparently Nathan was having connection problems too. So
the CIA is blocking almost everybody.
Yeah, after that show they did on alien scientists yesterday, I wonder why.
Yeah, what happened yesterday?
Oh, you got to watch it.
I missed that.
Yeah, watch it with Reese. Oh yeah, he was going off on Ashton Forbes and then,
somebody had said in Ashton Forbes' comment section that Jeremy Reese said Ashton had threatened his life or some kind of bullshit like that.
Yep. And it just went off from there. Yep, the sparks were flying last night.
So I was watching the comment section.
Yeah,
I kind of wonder what would make Jeremy think that, unless, of course, he flipped his wig or he's a gatekeeper.
Maybe I don't. Who knows? At this point, you know what? You know what? Honestly, at this point, I don't care about Okay, I don't
stay
care
out of that
about
stuff.
Exactly. Stay out of it. Don't get involved in it.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody's throwing names at you, you know, I had a couple of haters on my chats on some of my videos this week, and you know, skeptical, which is, you know, everybody's has the right to be a skeptic. And I said, you know what? Having skeptics on my chat and everything makes my channel that much stronger. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So, and my numbers are starting to show it too. Like, I'm not pissing people off. I'm rattling the chain. Let's say I'm rattling the chain, and some people made some interesting comments. Some of them not so nice or very critical. And you know what? Bring it on. I don't care. More. You know, mud in my eye is going to make the channel get that much more exposure. So, and it's working. You know, my numbers are way up right now. So,
I hear that. You're actually doing really good. That's awesome.
Yeah, just don't play the game. Don't play that game.
I don't.
Somebody attacks you, don't play the game. Don't even get involved. You know why? Because you got something that they want.
Exactly. And there's a lot of
got something to lose, and they got everything to lose, and they have everything to gain.
And the unfortunate part is there's people in the scientific community that'll buddy up to you, and they'll get conversations, and they'll milk you for information, and then they'll go off and call it their own. That kind of stuff doesn't wash with me. If
I get the, you know, like going, it's to the point where you're talking about, if I get this Howard Johnson thing going, I won't need batteries. I won't need capacitors.
Yep, absolutely. And you can do it on small scale, large scale, or medium. No
larger the better.
Yeah, you run a car on that.
Damn right. Yep.
No, I think you should, my friend. Absolutely.
Well, what I'm going to do, I think I pretty much, after I get the firing mechanism that's going to run my system, what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe look into patenting just the firing mechanism. So when I go for a patent, I don't have to say it's for a free energy device. I'll just say it's a magnetic triggering system. That's it.
Yeah.
Because the wheel and the magnet is a separate entity to this triggering mechanism. And if I patent that triggering mechanism, it doesn't matter what, you know, you can make the wheel or whatever, but if you don't have this triggering mechanism, the wheel won't work.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean by that.
Yeah. So if I perfect it, I'm building it now. If I perfect it and it does work, I'm going to see if I can get a provisional patent on it.
I got a patent lawyer I can share with you if you want, if you need. It's pretty nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Because when I write the patent, it's not going to involve the wheel at all. It's just going to be the triggering mechanism. It's going to be called a magnetic recoil triggering system. That's it.
Nice.
Nothing else. So I can patent that part because that part makes the other part work. Without that part, it doesn't work. See what I'm saying? So,
I do.
Yeah, you can build a device that, you know, it'll be open, everybody can copy it, but you can't sell it.
Yep. Or you get royalties. Like if you open a company.
Or I could license it out. If there's somebody that's willing to manufacture it and they want it, I can give them a manufacturing license. I make a royalty off it, and everybody's happy.
I'll tell you, even with what I've accomplished, I'd still buy one off you, Mike. Just to support you, man. I'm telling you, I'd still buy one. And not only that, I mean, what an accomplishment that would be once you get there. I'm not saying if. I'm saying once you get there, Mike.
Yeah, I will. I will get there.
Oh, yeah, this team's awesome, man.
Yeah, because, like, by far, I think this Howard Johnson motor is my biggest challenge because A lot of people have worked on it. There was the Prev motor. There was this other guy in Russia that did it, and they all turned out to be hoaxes. Actually, the Russian guy turned out to be real. He was murdered, so I know his device was real.
Dang.
Yeah, he was murdered in 2022. He was the guy from Russia, and he teamed up with a company in South Korea that was going to make the generator with him. And back in Russia, something happened under interesting circumstances. He was killed. So he's gone. Howard Johnson, they gave him a lot of trouble when he was doing his stuff too. So
yeah, I know. He had his car hidden and
they broke into his lab and they stole one of his devices.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when I started working on this and I reached a certain point, I started putting up cameras around, and let's just say I have more than 4.
Yeah.
You're not getting anywhere near me without me seeing it. And all the stuff I have here is so minute. What are you gonna do, you know?
Yeah.
You got to cover your butt, Mike. That's one thing that's important.
Well, as soon as I get it, what I'll do is I'll come up with a dead man switch. So I'll figure out who I'm going to give it to.
So you need 3. Okay, so you need 3. You need a personal dead man switch, a one-on-one with somebody. You need a digital dead man switch. That's your computer releasing all your information to the right people all at once. And then the third switch I'll let you figure out because I don't want to say on live.
Okay, well, we could talk about that offline.
Yeah, offline.
All right. All right.
Are you able to defend yourself, Mike? You're a hockey player after all?
Yeah, I got a hockey player. Yeah, I played hockey for 16 years. I know how to swing a stick. Let's say that.
And I'm not worried, about defending myself. That's not a problem here.
Yeah.
We know that. So that's why I didn't ask you. I asked Mike. I wasn't sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll send Mike some of my nice cutlery. And then he'll be okay. I got some big cutlery.
Well, that's part of the reason why I don't have the lab at the house anymore. It's at a different location now. So
that makes sense. Yeah. Stay safe, right?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
You're cutting out a lot, Lulu. Your connection's really.
There's your face. Okay. We see your face, Lulu. There you are. Go ahead.
Hear me though.
Off and on.
Cut the video. You're gonna have better audio.
Your video is better than your audio.
Okay, I don't know why. There's my internet's not working at the house because there's a storm outside, and so.
Oh, that's probably why.
But that's why I'm sitting in the car. Maybe I have better reception.
Oh yeah, you got lightning there.
You saw that?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. Well, we had a big light show last night here at my place, and maybe even tonight again we might get a bit of a light show because it's been so humid and hot, right? Then you get a cold front come through and just trigger all these thunderstorms.
So I missed what Phil was talking about, like the whole part.
Well, he's got his peer review paper up now, so that's official. Yep.
Phil's killing it.
Yep. He's gonna be working for the U.S. Navy soon, so you have to watch him.
with some billions. I already have my company in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
cool. So when you get those big government contracts, you'll bring me in as a consultant. We'll show them anti-gravity. We'll kill the show.
Yeah, but it's more than anti-gravity. It's about force fields and antimatter genesis.
We're gonna have to go on to
way more than that, actually.
Yeah, more than that. But these are the 3 major milestones.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start broadcasting over the dark web, and we'll have to get Anonymous to be our caretakers.
That's fun.
Yeah, I've always wanted one of those funky masks. I like those masks.
Right? I like the face on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? November 4th, I think. Sorry, go ahead, Lulu.
I was just thinking those the scary movie masks, those white ones.
Yeah, the masquerade masks.
Jeepers Creepers.
I'll wear one with horns.
It's funny every time they do scary movies. It's always in Texas, like Jeepers Creepers or Jason. All these weird.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That was my favorite. That's my favorite.
I love that movie.
Oh, the original Texas Chainsaw was the best. I could watch that over and over.
My dad got in trouble. I don't know if I told you this story about chainsaw. Did I tell you guys that story?
No.
Well, my dad was just as nuts as I used to be when I was a kid, right? So him and his brother, my uncle, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it was playing in the theater. So he brought my mom and my uncle's girlfriend, and they're in the theater. They conspired in the bathroom together to go back out to the truck and get their chainsaw. So they grabbed the chainsaw, and at the end of the movie, cranked it on in the theater, and once people run out, it was a big deal. He got in trouble for it and everything. But
yeah, you think?
I'll tell you, I wish I was a fly on the wall, man. I would have sat back and just laughed my freaking arse off.
That takes a lot of balls to do that.
Yeah, well, the old man was not light on that end of things, I guess you could say.
He took the chainsaw off just to scare them with the sound.
Yeah, well, it was in his truck, right? Because they were cutting trees. We lived in a town called Thompson, Manitoba, and it's just like you have to use wood stoves to heat your house. It gets so cold up there. So, yeah, he had it in his truck, and they just went out to the truck and grabbed it and decided why not. I mean, it was a small town. They knew everybody, so the guy let him bring it in. It didn't really matter. But I'll tell you, I wish I was there when it happened. Yeah.
That would have been pretty funny.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah. That was one of the best movies, man.
Yeah, Leatherface.
Yeah. Such a sadistic movie.
Yeah, we shouldn't laugh about it, though, because apparently it was based on a true story, right?
It was a true story. Yeah. Yes, it was.
Those lamps, those are real things. They actually were on the dark web market for a while.
Oh, really?
Do you know what I mean by those lamps? They're made out of...
Yeah. I seen some creepy stuff on the internet lately. Like people getting possessed and like guys doing like what do you call exorcisms. Oh my god, this one girl, she was in the bed, lying in the bed. The priest is doing the ceremony. All of a sudden she pops up, stands up, and then she raises off the bed about 3.5 feet off the ground, and all the priests just freaking lose it and they run, eh? Oh man.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a sadistic guy or something. But if somebody raised 3 feet off the bed, I might just laugh out loud and go, shit, I hope this is a movie. like, what do you do, you know?
Hey, wow. They solved anti-gravity.
I like it. Hey, you can fly. No, that's not a good situation, but wow, eh? No, I wonder if it's real or if it's just...
Oh, it is.
Is it?
Oh yeah, the minister that actually did our wedding. I asked him about that one time. Has he ever done an exorcism? And he goes, yes, he has. And he goes,
no. And he goes, I believe exorcisms are real.
And my old pastor, he was about 6'8", probably about 360, 380 pounds. He was a big dude. And he said he was scared shitless.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Fear, it's a funny thing when you go through life having fears. The only way to destroy them is to actually tackle them and go head first. And unfortunately, I was put in weird situations when it comes to that sort of what some would consider the supernatural. I don't know.
I stay away from that voodoo stuff, man.
Yeah, so do I. But I was unfortunately pushed into situations, not voodoo or Satan bullshit, but a house that belonged to a friend of mine that was what they thought was haunted, but it was an interesting situation. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
trying probably to catch a demon for the past 10 years. I know
You don't want to catch a demon.
Yes, you do. You want to catch him, put him in a jar, and just
No,
see.
you don't. Because he'll manipulate your mind like a puppet on a string.
Trust me, I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
very strong mental, mind. I cannot.
Well, I wouldn't play with demons if there was any way or any demon that came at me, I would send it back to hell from which it came.
I think those demons, they're actually in a different dimension. They're from a different dimensional reality that, stuff that we talk about, third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension, these demonic entities, I think, live in those realms, and they can transition over into third dimensional reality at will. They need a conduit. They need like a bridge.
You're right. I think that bridge is plasma.
The bridge is especially the bridge is when you give them attention.
Okay.
If you ignore them, then or you protect yourself, and it's good. But when you start giving them attention, you start doing Ouija board.
Oh yeah. But what are you doing when you do that? It's not just intention; it's energy. You're giving.
Yeah, exactly.
Energy. You're creating a situation where there can be an event. So throughout time, like think of the explanation I told you guys about a ghost. A ghost is just a snapshot in time. When there's enough energy in that one spot, that snapshot reactivates, and whoever's standing there will see it. Yeah. Well, when it comes to demons, what you're doing is creating a situation where the energy can be pumped into their thought or whatever, and they can manifest either in someone or by playing tricks and having things fall off walls and that. Right?
They're gonna start hunting you. They can even make you believe that there are other people, something like that, by telling you secrets that only certain people know. What did you say, Lulu?
Go ahead, Lulu.
I've seen evidence of them mimicking other people's images. It has happened several times. And that the scary part, it's like, okay, if I'm sitting in the living room, right, and I see one of my kids go upstairs, and then all of a sudden I see them come out of a room from downstairs. I'm like, weren't you just upstairs? They're like, yeah, but we came downstairs. It's like, no, you didn't. I did not see you. Like I have something in my house. I don't know if it's Native American, because in Texas we had a lot of those.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's one of those things, but I have things that mess with me all the time, and I always have little jars everywhere trying to catch them and put little pieces of food or gold or salt, like trinkets. They love trinkets.
But here's another way too. Like I listened to Eric Dollard, and I've watched pretty much every video he's done like 50 times or 100 times, and he says there were situations where voodoo was going on in the device. One of them was in his cosmic induction generator, and one guy came into the room, and whatever entity was in that ball of plasma that was in there did not like him, and the bulb exploded in his direction and sprayed him with glass.
That's really funny you bring that up. I was having this conversation earlier today. Go ahead.
But anyways, to make a long story short, he says from time to time I have these voodoo situations with the devices, and I'll tell you right now, I don't get involved with them. I stay away from them. And this is coming from Eric Dollard, probably one of the best electrical and old school electrical engineers. That's still alive, trained by all the guys from the old RCA and all this stuff. And he says there was some situations where he couldn't explain what was going on, but he sure the hell didn't want to get involved in it.
Well, I'll say this to Lulu's, what she was saying and what you're saying. I've seen demons run from where I was standing because of the name of Jesus Christ. So I don't worry about them because they are terrified of him. Why? Well, I guess you guys can figure that out, right? When it comes to what was your point again, Mike? I'm sorry, I just lost it. I squirreled out.
The point about just not getting involved with the voodoo.
Okay. So when it comes to the machines, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. In fact, you could even look at quantum computers as being a possessed piece of machinery.
You got it.
And you're not allowed to say the name of Jesus Christ around those computers, apparently, according to the people that have created them, because issues happen for some reason. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a conspiracy. It's a thought. Take it for what you will. But you're right. When it comes to that kind of stuff, I say prayers over my work.
Yeah, that stuff we have to talk about offline.
Yeah, because we can't get too into it. I know the woo is,
I get that. But you're definitely on the right track. AI and the woo, there's a connection there, and also with CERN as well. That the Hadron Collider in Switzerland.
Oh yeah, goes to the ghost in the machine.
There's so much stuff going on there.
I know. And fusion reactors. You want to know
our energy? I think the energy of believers somehow affects the machine that is already computized to specific. It's mathematics, so it doesn't read. Doesn't know how to read it, so the machine starts to act up. It reads only mathematics, like the energy of a certain frequency baseline. But anything, etheric, above that, it doesn't know how to read it because it's not made in that field. So it doesn't know how to analyze it,
Yeah, maybe at a lower frequency, a lower vibration with a lower energy. But as far as the ether goes, I don't think they live in it.
No, I'm saying our belief system, it resonates in the ether because it's higher form of energy. And so, the machines don't know how to read that. The machines weren't made in that high energy field. They were made in a low energy field.
The machines can't deal with conscious higher vibrations, like a high frequency of consciousness. They just can't. They're not even there yet. But I mean, who knows what they're programming AI to do? Because that's all AI is a program that learns, and they have to start it with programming first.
It's trained on something. It's not real intelligence. It's just the shortest path between mainstream knowledge. But you cannot come up with its own groundbreaking physics theory. Because there's 100 years of crap, that mainstream garbage that it needs to throw away first and starts. So it's not real intelligence. It's just the shortest path between A and B, point A and point B.
Guys, I'm just gonna scoot up for a quick smoke. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, Mike. I'll say this: when it comes to all the theories out there and scientific, I don't know what you would call them. I'm sorry, I got 10 things on my brain right now. But when it comes to scientific theories out there and how academia is pushing them, I think everything's already been done. It's just been kept secret from the public. Like the papers that I've found in the last 2 weeks, man, insane. And Ashton Forbes, the papers that he found, he's bringing out stuff that's just confirming everything I've found. So it's like, do we really, when it comes to academia, they've been misled for so long. How could you even trust the bullshit they're teaching? You know what I mean? Because I believe that the United States government already has wormholes. I absolutely do. And I believe that they have machines that can affect time. Well, within that machine itself, not time in general. I can't affect your time, and you can't affect mine.
Well, time is just the energy density. So if you increase the energy density, time will slow down, and if you lower it, then you'll speed up. You can go faster than the speed of light.
But it's also the frequency of that energy density as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you
And
know what field we're living on, like compared to each other? What if some of us oscillate at a higher, frequency than others? How does that translate, in our communication?
there's only one way to figure out our resonance frequency is to resonate ourselves and see to the point our bones break, and then we'll know the correct resonance frequency.
Very
So
funny.
we need to die to figure it out.
Very funny, Phil.
Is that why I know mine? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, everything resonates, man. But you have to. There's usually two frequencies to make anything resonate. At least two. That's the beginning of it. But there's a lot more to it than that. You know what I mean? Like resonating a human being should be able to float. Think about when they're using sound to raise that frog. It's the same effect.
They say they can kill disease inside you with resonance.
Absolutely.
If you reach the correct resonance of I don't know, the cancer or something, they say that they can kill the offending bacterias.
Well, the theory is that they can kill the bacteria through electromagnetic resonance, and you can use 3 different frequencies of red light, infrared, and just your lower 2 other frequencies of red to penetrate the skin in different layers. And once you get into the deeper layer of skin through that light, that resonance can get pushed through. And then who knows? The possibilities could be endless. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah. That logic, like what's an MRI? It's a magnetic resonance imaging. So it is.
Yes.
So we could use an MRI to cure diseases, if anything, if you think about
Yes,
it.
you can. But they won't do it.
Yeah. They want us to be sick. Like the health system want us to be sick. The pharmaceutical industry wants to sell pills.
You got to follow the money. You're right about that. But all those people that are working in the pharmaceutical companies and the oil companies and everything down have been lied to, misled, and literally programmed to think that way. It's the people that own these companies. They know better, and they're still doing it. So how do you deal with that? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, we need to create a my solution is to create a shockwave by creating getting you catch them when they have their guard off, when they don't expect it. So they probably don't think that I have nobody knows me, nobody knows who I am, and people still think I'm a crank. Well, that's good. That's good. That's what I want, because I can do business with the U.S. entities and peacefully, and I can make the antimatter genesis. It's $1 trillion industry. So can you imagine if I make $1 trillion at the end of August?
Don't worry, Phil.
They're not gonna have time to react. You know what I mean?
Don't worry, Phil. I'm on my finishing my fourth product that's going to get taken to market based on principles that we've all been working on. So if I make $1 trillion, I'll make you a vice president of one of my companies, and then you can make your own money. Okay? We'll pay you a nice wage, benefits, private jet, the whole nine.
Nice.
But the jet has to work on electricity. We'll build that too.
Yeah, that's exactly what was on my mind.
I'm telling you.
Or the just needs to work on the MHD vortex that I created.
Well, I could get into vortexes. I like to call myself a vortex mechanic, but at the same time, everything that goes into what I've done is so much. There's so much more to it than that. Gravitational waves, sure, but that's only one mode. Did you know that there's a Mobius strip that actually shows up in the center of my system in a certain mode? Like, it blew my freaking mind.
There's what showing up?
A Mobius strip.
Oh, yeah?
Right? And I'll explain it to you when I do my presentation. It has to do with Bose-Einstein condensates. When they actually spin inside the core of the system that I've built. But the way that they spin create different modes throughout the whole system itself. And it's something we can get into.
See what I got? See what I got here? I got that magnetic paper, so now I can see the lines of force of the magnets.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got that in. Now I can map
Oh,
all the
cool.
magnetic. Yeah.
So you can't replicate the other guy. What's his name? I forget all the time. The guy that has a channel on YouTube. What's his name? With the glasses, with the bald guy, with the fat little bald guy with glasses.
Oh, Ken Wheeler.
Ken
Wheeler, yeah.
Fat little bald guy.
I think he calls himself that too, to be honest with you.
Yeah. He calls him the bald monkey.
Bald monkey, there you go.
Bald tattooed monkey.
He's an intelligent man. Some of his terms I don't agree with, but he comes up with interesting theories.
I'll do some videos using this and show about this null zone, that when you put two magnets that are in attraction mode, this little node opens up in the middle. You'll see the two nodes from each magnet, and then in the middle, when you bring them close enough, this null zone opens up in the middle.
Yes.
That's called the dielectric collapse.
Okay.
So the magnets are not attracting to themselves; they're falling into the dielectric node of the 0 point. That's where the kinetic or the dielectric acceleration to 0 point.
Yeah, it actually makes your magnet stop moving entirely. I call it the null zone because there's no kinetic energy, there's no movement, there's nothing. It's held perfectly in static position right there. Sorry, Mike, go ahead.
No. So he shows he actually built this thing called a ferrocell, and you can put the magnets and you can see the lines of force of the two neodymiums. So you can see the little null zone on the north side and the south side of each magnet. But when he brings them close together, when they're in traction mode, the third one right in between the two shows up. That's what pulls the magnet together. It's not being attracted by both magnets. It's that dielectric collapse that happens right in the middle. That's where the magnets are getting pulled into, kind of like a black hole, right?
Yep.
It's like a miniature black hole, and it's pulling those two magnets into that hole.
Can you share my screen? I just want to show something.
Just give me a couple of minutes. You guys talk. I'm going to try to find that video.
Okay. There's a question by Voza. Sorry if I butchered your name. Is our heart a magnet? I would say it's an electromagnet. Definitely. And I'd say it's a quadrupole electromagnet, not just a single magnet. Vaza asked a question whether or not our heart was a magnet, because our heart does produce a magnetic field around our body. If you go to Heart Math, I believe it's called, they have an awesome presentation on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you show my screen, Mike? I just want to show something quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So check this out, Gerald. It's pretty cool.
Let's do it.
It's all yours.
Kind of a shock wave.
Of people.
Yeah, it's a shockwave in the concert. It's kind of a force field going at 1 meters a second. So, according according to Michael Boyd, the gravitoelectric field travels at 1 meters per second.
Yeah.
And I did try to nominate Michael Boyd to the Breakthrough Prize, but nobody wanted to. I needed a recommendation letter, and nobody wanted to write him a recommendation letter. Sadly, because everybody got jealous. So
That's a big problem in
we
science.
yeah. So yeah, but
So where's that
that
footage from? That's interesting.
yeah, I got it from Telegram. Somewhere on Telegram, I randomly saw it. I'm on Telegram. It's underground news.
So that must
That's why I'm so aware.
that must have been directed because gravity waves that, from my understanding, are 3-dimensional, or you know what I mean? Like they're 3D. They come out around all sides all at once. So all the crowd that was surrounding that guy should have been knocked over, unless it was directed in that
Yeah,
situation.
but you saw it was also going at 1 meters per second.
Yeah.
And the gravitomagnetic waves apparently they go at c square. So they go at the square the speed of. They go superluminal at c square speed. So the gravitoelectric waves go at c times 0, and the gravitomagnetic waves go at c times 2. Not times, but exponent. Sorry. So c exponent 0 and c exponent 2. So one type of wave goes very slow, the gravitoelectric waves, which is gravity, and the gravitomagnetic waves they go much faster. So that's I'm just confirming. Obviously, I need to do the experiment to confirm it, but
So one would be
uh,
like the P wave in an earthquake, and then the other one would be the S wave, right? Like
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
yes, because the P wave is the one I believe that it comes out first. That's the one that animals pick up on. It's like
Oh,
subsonic,
yeah.
right? Yeah, and then
Interesting.
the S wave is when you get the vibration and the hit. That's the actual earthquake itself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
So
that's
interesting.
what
interesting, yeah.
is that what's been happening in Yellowstone park, like
Oh,
the animals have been
Yellowstone? Oh, don't get me started on Yellowstone,
yeah.
man. You guys should be moving. Yellowstone's getting ready to go poop, like big time.
Yep.
Yep.
Things like unbelievable animals all over the place. You know, like
Yeah, they're leaving. They're getting the hell out of Dodge right now.
Well, I told you about my vision when I was 12 years old, eh? I wrote it down. I had a little book about it and everything. It was crazy. What happened is something happens on the East Coast, and it sets off the New Madrid fault line, which starts to split. And because of that, it sets off like a chain reaction. Right from there, Yellowstone pops off, and then the West Coast, California, the San Andreas fault line cracks, and it dips into the ocean and starts to go at an angle of 38 degrees. And then Yellowstone goes off, and there's like 6 feet of ash everywhere. It doesn't fully go off, it goes off like at 30%. The New Madrid continues its split from New Orleans all the way up into Canada at an angle of about 20 degrees, all the way to Alaska. So it splits the United States and Canada, and the water rushes in, and that becomes a new waterway. That was the vision.
Nice.
It was freaking insane. And then I found out later that the Navy came up with some map based on some vision that one of these fortune tellers gave them or something. and apparently that was it was pretty close to my vision. So I pray it doesn't happen, but it's been documented on many channels. I've talked about it. So I hope not.
Nice.
But yeah, Yellowstone's rumbling like crazy. I think it was over 1,000 earthquakes in 1 week or something like that. It was something insane.
Something's definitely going on there. Hey.
That's why all the Bigfoot they left the place and they all went to Alberta chasing BurnEye.
There you go.
Yeah, if Yellowstone goes, man, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Everybody will be, not just you. Even Canada. We'll get it 3 feet at least. If Yellowstone goes off, we'll get 3 feet. Sure. You can't drive in that. You can't breathe in that.
Yeah, it's bad for your lungs.
Yep. Yeah, it turns to glass the minute it hits your lungs.
Well, me and Philip are more in a safe zone than you are. You're like, yeah.
They showed a volcanic explosion from space. It was so big, it looked like an A-bomb went off.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen in Yellowstone. It's just going to...
And they think climate change, that we're actually going to do anything by saving like cans and not driving cars? Are you
Did you know, for crying out loud, did you know the Canadian government is investing like $20 million in eco-friendly beans in Africa?
Oh, don't get me started on our government, man. That's harsh.
to save on the global warming. Well, seriously, it's like, what? Seriously, is that a joke or what? No, you can just Google it. Google it, like eco-friendly beans Canada, and you'll find a link. They spend like 20 millions.
They're using it as an excuse to embezzle money behind the scene.
Oh, yeah,
I'm the one that said it. WPG, Light for Truth. Okay, come at me. I said it. They're as corrupt as a $3 freaking bill. I'm telling you right now. Half their families are known by my family. It's sick. Those people. They're sick. They need help. They shouldn't be empowered at all. Especially our crime sinister. His wife's on the Epstein list. She was his business partner, for freak's sake.
God.
Like, that's nuts, man. And we let this guy cheat and get into power? Come on.
Well, they just took $10 million in California through concerts and stuff to help the people in the fire that we had.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't give them a dime. They gave them a bunch of nonprofits, got all the money. So they basically embezzled all the money and gave it out to all their friends instead of helping the victims. And then everybody who got up on stage on the concert, the celebrities, this is going straight to the victims.
Oh.
They lied their butt off, man.
Yeah, that's like what Orca Winfrey did in Hawaii. You guys remember Orca?
Yeah.
It was up for a land grab is what she was looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it too. Right? The rich and shameless. That's what we like to call them.
Yeah. Rich and shameful.
Yeah, well, they're shameless in their eyes. They think they could do no wrong, right? Anyway, we got on a dark train there. Like, what about the science?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Let's see, I might have found
that
video.
That's a good comment right there. Doge might, you know what?
Yeah, I saw the magnetic paper, Mike. Good going, man. That's gonna help a lot.
Yep. Oh yeah.
What, you got a paper on it?
Oh no, yeah, that sheet he just showed, and you can see the magnetic fields in it.
Oh yeah.
When he's setting it up in there to get that thing to pass.
Magnetic field line paper, that stuff's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? It didn't work for my coil. I don't know why.
Okay, I found the video.
Magnetism in your coil like that.
Yeah, it must be just straight 0 point or something.
Yeah, you already knew that. Oh, yeah, don't even play with us. You already knew that.
Okay,
No,
I found the video.
It comes off as magnetism. Like, anyway, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, I found that video to show how a magnet works. All right, I'm gonna present this. Here. Sure. Okay, let's do this.
One magnet here's both poles. The other magnet, I'm going to back both of them off, but I'm going to try to keep them apart from one another because these magnets are nickel plated and they're very slippery to hold on to, especially when they want to jump towards one another. Now you see something, I'm centering it here so you can see it right dead smack in the middle of the
See that null zone in the middle?
See that black hole?
See?
Right in the middle of the
Yeah, I saw that.
That is the
I saw a Ken Wheeler 3D on that.
magnets that are trying to jump towards one another. And
it's the same thing as what's in between the north and south pole and the magnet. It's the dielectric.
From jumping to one another, but they're not accelerating towards one another. No, they're
just
not.
Listen to what he's saying.
Right smack in the middle of that supercell. You can see how, so that's not. See, here's both poles of this magnet. Both poles of this magnet. I'm not performing any trickery here on you. I'm actually backing both of them off. They're both off the either side of the supercell. But as I let them slowly creep towards one another, you see that hole right in the middle of the supercell? I know you can see it. That is what they're accelerating towards, not towards one another. It is a pressure gradient in the ether. All mass mutual acceleration and so-called magnetic attraction, which does not exist at all, is dielectric acceleration, whether it be point source in the case of a magnet. That's the only thing that defines a magnet. A magnet is defined not by anything quantitative, but rather qualitative, because a magnet, before it becomes a magnet, is just a ceramic lump of neodymium iron boron or ferrite. Once it's magnetized, then it becomes a quote-unquote magnet. The quality of a magnet is qualitative, not quantitative. That qualitative nature is point source, wherein which the field phenomena is ab extra to the magnet, and that's, of course, what has throughout all of human history. They actually had magnets back in ancient times. They're just natural ones. They're called lodestones. Look it up. That's the ab extra phenomena of the ether that exists around and outside of the physical object that we call a magnet, or we call a lodestone, whether it be ferrite or samarium cobalt or neodymium iron boron. But these two magnets are not accelerating towards one another. They're accelerating towards that spot right in the middle. Okay, you see that spot right in the middle there? There's nothing there. But not nothing. Nothing in the superficial, objective sense, but something substantial in the sense of counter space, i.e. inertia, i.e. non-Cartesian. You can call it zero-point energy, you could call it dark energy, you could call it dark matter. And of course, it's not matter at all. The only reason scientists call dark matter matter is because they think everything is matter. They're atomists by definition, and unintelligent, rightly so. But, see, here's the one magnet, and here's the other. You see that spot right there? That spot that's moving a little bit, that's centered right there? That is what these two masses, and this is point source acceleration. Magnetic attraction does not exist because magnetism is a three-dimensional S-curve of force and motion. Yes? There's no such thing as magnetic attraction. Magnetism is definitionally, denotatively, a toroidal interior dimension of a toroid. Force and motion, vector. It is centrifugal divergence. There's no such thing as magnetic attraction. Mutual.
All right. So that's what I've been studying.
I sick corrected.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, the force, the force is just the differential of the energy distribution. So if you have a different, energy going down or up, and then energy density going down or up, is going to create a force. It's the same thing with the magnets.
Right.
But I still need to figure out why a magnetic field just applies to magnet. How do you say that? No, the opposite of
what? No, the actual magnet itself.
Yeah, the magnet just applies to different materials, but not all materials.
It's a locked-in crystallized charge separation. That's what a magnet is. That charge separation allows the North Pole and South Pole. What's separating it? The depletion region, which is what we call the null zone.
Yeah, the null zone or the ether collapse. It's the ether collapse. counter space.
And
Exactly.
Yeah, and
It's the
it
dielectric,
induces a
which is-
force.
Is the dielectric collapse of counter
It's
space.
only a force when you unlock it so that it flows. When you allow it to flow, when you give it a path, then it becomes a force. Otherwise, it's static, right? It's
Yeah,
still
exactly.
a null zone. Go ahead.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Can you share my screen again?
Yep.
All right. The last week it was I had it right. I wanted to talk about the piezoelectric fan here. If you have an electric current in that material, the material will start oscillating, and very fast. So kind of wondering if you can do the same with magnets instead of electricity.
Yeah, but if you do it the wrong way, you could create problems in your house. Tesla's earthquake machine, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Watch the magnets you use when you spin them on a wheel in a certain situation. We can talk off air. It's
you hit it right on the nail.
Yeah, we can talk off air. That stuff's crazy, man. He was telling the truth. If you do what Tesla said, you will see what Tesla saw. That's a guarantee. So yeah, and he almost took that building down, man. I believe that.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
So,
Because,
hold on. Gerald, sorry, I'm going to go back a little bit. Gerald, in your coil, you're rotating a voltage potential throughout the entire thing. So you're going to grow a magnetic field out of it, but it's not going to have the same thing as a magnetic field stuck in a magnet. It doesn't work on the same principle. So it's going to represent as magnetism two objects around it, but it's not necessarily the same magnetism you're used to in a magnet.
No, I know. It's a different. It's not magnetism. It's more like
it's force and motion. It's force.
Yeah, because of the charge separation that's created inside the core of the coil itself.
Yeah,
and that's with multiple coils. There are some that it doesn't do that with, and they present differently. Sacred geometry, man, I'm telling you, it's got secrets like no other. It's it's crazy. Anyway.
So real quick on the magnet thing, when we looked at it,
yeah,
the strongest fields are represented in black on both sides of the magnets, right?
Right.
And you call the black zone in the center of the null zone as if there's nothing there.
It's dielectric collapse.
Right, but here's the thing. Anytime you talk about a black hole or something like that, it's the darkest thing in the sky, and there is no energy band around it like they like to show it with. That's just gibberish. It's actually pure black, and it's a flat black. And what it is the highest amount of energy possible goes into that zone. That's why it's black. Right. Flat black pulls in the most energy possible in a system. Right. I don't think it's null. I think that's the energy zone itself. But because of what it's doing is it's pulling it out of the same field that you're in. It's making it look like there's nothing there, but there's everything there.
Well, you're right. And you're in a sense you're wrong a little bit there on that, because you're right to say it's not a null zone. But you're right when you say there's everything in there. It's actually like electrostatic confinement. There is nothing that can get in there except for the atomic element that is resonating at the frequency of that null zone itself. And I know that.
Hold on. Let me just give you this before you go on. The clue is how the field gets like this. It goes like this, the normal dielectric, and then it pulls in. It's sucking it in.
Right.
It's acting like a black hole. It's sucking it in.
Okay, right. But when it comes to the null zone, there's more than one field that's actually operating in that single point. That's what creates the null zone itself. So it's not just pulling in, it's pulling in and pushing out. That's why it's confining the element that's at
Yeah.
that same frequency.
Now-
It's like resonating it and holding it in the center, but nothing else can affect it because it's not at that frequency.
Now, if
So-
it's collapsing and compressing into that null zone, the energy is going in, but does it come out? And if it does come out, where is it coming out? Is it different dimension, or what is it?
Well, I think it's a charge density that creates a particle.
Let's
It's not
experiment.
a particle until the particle's grown, so to speak. You know what I mean?
How big
And I
can you
see- Go
how
ahead.
big can you scale it? Like, could
you can
somebody
scale it as big as the magnet is.
okay,
You know,
so in theory, if somebody were to stand in the center of that null zone, we'll be able to
Right.
tell if they're in a different world or not.
well,
No, you'd be in the same world where you were standing in originally, but the
Okay.
people that are outside of that would not see you. You'd be resonating at a different frequency. I know that from experience.
So the whatever is in the null zone can see out, but the people out cannot see in.
Well, they can't see you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you're not standing there. But if you scale this down to a certain size, I've been working on something since 2022 called the Atom Project. And it has to do with elements and the null zone. That's why I said in the last live, Nathan, that I'll be able to prove it to you shortly, because that null zone actually forms elements, or I'd like to say it actually pulls an element in, uses it as a seed, and multiplies it from the resonance that's created in the center of the null zone. And that null zone is created because of Bose-Einstein
Concentrate.
that are spinning around it. So it's that's what I've been working on, and that's coming out. So that's why I say I can prove the null zone exists. But is it really a null zone? No, it's more of a depletion region that contains electrostatic confinement. That's what it is.
You know what? I won't argue with that. There may be nothing at the center, but the actual area around it has the most dense energy right there.
Right.
Yes, yes, but it's null of anything magnetic. It's null of any other particles other than the particle or element that it's resonating at. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what you're saying. There could be a lot of it in that null zone, but it's only of one thing.
Yeah, and this is kind of a interesting thing, because there was a couple guys who supposedly made a time machine, and the one guy used basically like a Jacob's ladder, all right, and he focused at the top of the Jacob's ladder. He focused, the lasers that you get from the old CD-ROM burners.
Yeah,
he focused that to a point right at the top of the Jacob's ladder. So after he activated the device, that null zone showed up just above the Jacob's ladder. He threw I think it was a bolt or a nut, threw it into it, and it disappeared. And then it popped out the other side about 10 seconds later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And the story goes on from there. So yeah,
I could say a little bit about that, but it's going into what I'm going to be bringing out, so I'm going to leave that one alone.
All right.
It's like I said, when certain things come out, I know I'm going to get a knock on the door, so I might as well just come out with it all. And I'll say this, I'm not opposed to working with people. I have no problem with authority. I have a problem with abusive authority. That makes me just
exactly.
Abuse
of power.
Yeah, I have no problem with power. No issues. There has to be, man. But there has to be a hierarchy, unfortunately, in the world, because there's too many unstable people. Otherwise, we'd all be living in heaven, right? Because we'd all know that I'm not going to step on your toes. You're not going to step on mine. Here, I have some extra fruit. Why don't you have that? Oh, you got some extra vegetables? I'll take that. That's awesome. And if we all live like that, we wouldn't have any issues. Unfortunately, it is what it is. So, yeah, like I said, I respect authority. I just hate abuse of authority. It drives me insane. Like academia. Oh, don't get me started.
Gerald loves academia. Don't let him lie to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love them. They're great. I love
He's a
the people in academia.
Oh,
The
he
people in
loves the papers.
academia.
Gerald loves the papers.
Yeah. Hey, don't kid yourself. I read a lot of papers. I don't agree with them all, but I read a lot of them. You gotta know what people are thinking. You know what I mean? That's part of it.
Oh.
Yeah, academia is I'm telling you, after everything that's been accomplished that we as public are not aware of, academia can go suck a bag of lemons because man, they're coming out with stuff so slow, a turtle's gonna beat them soon enough. Like it's crazy, I'm telling you. I don't have a lot of respect for those that run academia. The people in it, they're great. They're working hard.
It's a big criminal organization for me. You know, they based on false pretense. That's what it is. They say, "Oh yeah, you want to prove Einstein wrong? Then come to academia, become a PhD, write 50 papers, try to win the Nobel Prize." It's all a big criminal organization based on false pretense.
Well, they do that. They give you the Nobel Peace Prize so that when they take your invention and go make billions off it, you're happy. You got your name in lights, right? Your ego gets boosted up. You feel better about yourself. Get a little money.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, they sit back in their 10 yachts and their 5 islands, and you know, woohoo! But
yeah, exactly.
It's all good, man. That's why I don't care about money. Money is just, hey, you got to pay the bills. That's why I work. But other than that, it is what it is.
Well, they should just cut off all the theoretical physicists. Those people just need to get like fired. Because
I agree.
They should force them to work with an engineer and not one that just draws plans. I mean, one that gets his hands dirty and does all the experiments, because their work is pure crap. And they make everybody look bad.
Yeah, they should be kicked to like below woodcraft. You know what I mean? Because all the shit they've come up with is just that.
Oh, we're in a black hole, Joe.
What have they done?
Joe,
Have you ever heard of Have you heard of what the Perimeter Institute did in the last the last 50 years? I mean, what have they accomplished in the last 50 years? The Perimeter Institute of the Kavli Institute. Have you ever heard of them in the news?
I never even heard of them.
Yeah, well, they're sucking all of our taxpayers' money, and they just make it. They think they don't have any responsibilities. You know, that's the thing. If their theory works, they get paid. If their theory doesn't work, they get paid anyways. They don't have any stress. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
So, and we're the one paying them. So we're not smarter, you know.
No, we're not the ones paying them. They're taking our money. They're stealing our money and paying them with it. You know.
It's the academics' gravy train, right?
Yeah. That's the
and
idea.
They think
we gotta get paid.
Yeah, and that's they don't have any responsibilities, and they seem to think by making things more complex, they'll find the solution. But
now,
nature is about simplicity. It's not about complexity, you know. So if they have the more spaghetti, the more complex their theory is, the more spaghetti their maths is, and it's a mess, you know. That's why they don't find anything, because they try to maintain
they can't.
a pile of garbage, a pile of shit that was created over the last 100 years.
Bill, think about this. They can't find anything at this point. They've run off of Einstein's bullshit for so long. The minute they come up with something new, It's going to make him look like a potato farmer. And then all the people that wrote papers on this guy are going to look as dumb as him. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Einstein did some good work. But let's be realistic. If he was the genius that everybody thinks he is, E equals MC squared would do what? It would get us into fucking space. We ain't there. So what was it good for? Turning on my lights? Give me a break. It was more good for the theoretical physicists to get paid for doing nothing, writing papers.
And if they, like you say,
for the day. Woo-hoo!
like you just said, if they admit Einstein is wrong, then they're gonna get blacklisted. They're not gonna be able to publish anymore. They'll lose their reputation and they'll get fired. So.
And hey, don't get me wrong. Those that are out there experimenting and actually seeing the truth and writing about that, all the power to you. I applaud you. Those are the ones doing the hard work. The guys sitting behind the desk, writing their papers with their PhD and their MP3 can go, you know what. But that's just my opinion. One man's opinion. Never that mattered, but you know.
Well, you know how you seed chaos with all those people? You just take away their lasers.
They
have no projects after that. They don't know what to do. They graduate with lasers. That's what they do. They get like a box set that has mirrors and things, and they only know how to do it, and they write their papers based on it. What can you see in the laser today? It's like
look, I made a laser.
Yeah, that's what they did. One guy literally checked it, and then he got paid for it and wrote a paper about it.
That's crazy.
And it works on a 9-volt battery.
Yeah.
The other thing is, you know, the annihilation process. I was, you know, about the antimatter genesis. I had to understand the annihilation process first, and it makes my solution is rock solid. It's perfect. The maths are simple, efficient. They just require basic calculus, but it's very simple. And the maths are perfect, and it makes the mainstream look like a farce, you know, a real joke. It's if I had to make it public, you would understand that the mainstream is a real joke, because they claim that the annihilation conserves energy using the mainstream equations, but you need to assume that the speed of light doesn't have a mass, but it has a momentum. How can the speed of light? How can the light doesn't have a mass, but it has momentum?
Yeah, it's impossible.
Right there. Yeah, it makes no sense. And the speed of light, they can't explain it. So it's just a constant that comes out of nowhere.
Did you guys catch the Ashton Forbes video when he talked about the unlab? You guys got to see these presentations, man. Back in the 3 years ago, all the top scientists, all the guys that are gatekeeping all this tech, they did tons of seminars talking about their crap. And it literally makes mainstream look like freaking retards. They were even making fun of Jack Sarfati and his S field or whatever.
Sarfati.
Yeah, Sarfati. So, yeah, the schmuck man. So they know what's actually going on, what's been real and what's been done. They have plasma balls. They have wormholes. You should see this stuff. It's crazy. Go look it up. It's called The Unlab, UNLAB, and watch those seminars. It'll blow your mind. Half that shit is absolutely for real that I've seen thus far. I've only seen half of them. I've downloaded them all though, because it's not stuff that I think is gonna stay around.
Say that name again, Gerald.
The Unlab, UNLAB, just like that. And those are the top guys that everybody keeps trying to find patents from and videos from. Them like Hal Puthoff, right? Well, he's in there. There's a guy named Gerald. I think it was Gerald Chase. No, I can't remember his name. But there's the top guys that have been working on all the anti-gravity have done papers and little presentations on that channel. So check it out. It explains a lot. There's actually a couple of them there that explain stuff that I've been doing and stuff that like Mike's been doing. Like, I don't know if you understand, Mike, that what they talk about in one of those seminars is called an infinite battery. And what is it? Well, it's simple. It has a high potential. So what does that mean? Well, it's zero. Its ground mark is at a potential higher than zero.
Right.
So if it sits at 12 volts and you use it, it drains to zero and then goes back to 12 volts.
Yeah.
They're calling that an infinite battery.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what mine does.
Exactly. That's infinite, dude. It's never going to stop because it's literally capturing. And in the seminar, it says it. It's capturing the heat and it's converting its energy. Oh,
Right.
we lost Mike.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. So what you have is considered an infinite battery. You guys got to check out some of these videos. It just blew my mind. So, like, it goes to what you were saying, Phil, about mainstream being as dumb as, you know,
Bag of rocks.
yeah.
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 Yeah, and I'm telling you, I'm able to convert all the potential energy into kinetic energy, and that's what it is. The light it's some sort of photon and electron. Positron and electron entangled, and it has a kinetic energy, and all the maths are working fine. And it's basic calculus. There's no singularity, nothing. I don't need to go in quantum mechanics to explain it. Everything is neat, and it makes the mainstream look like a real joke, man. But I'm not gonna make it public yet. But we'll see what happens. If I don't think it's a good idea. I'm trying to make money first.
Yeah. See, like one of the interesting things about my power cell is I could run a load, say, for several days, and then I could take the load off for maybe less than an hour, half hour maybe, and everything goes right back up to full potential.
Yep, that's infinite. Doesn't matter on your time delay, it's still infinite. These guys came up with a circuit talking about that, and they use capacitors, dual diodes, and it seems to run it like more efficiently up to a 65% or so.
So I've demonstrated that with the Renegade. So I ran a small version of the Renegade, and I would let it run out to basically like 0.2 volts. And what happens when it hits about 0.2 volts, for some weird reason, the motor will stop, bounce back and forth, and then spin in the opposite direction for another 30 to 40 minutes.
Phase shift. That's phase shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got an infinite battery, dude.
You can do this with a capacitor.
Really?
Yep, that's what I did it with.
Well, I thought you did it with your crystal cell.
No,
you did that
with
just
a capacitor.
Really?
Yes,
That's
sir.
interesting.
And I've done it, and I've replicated it 20, 30, 40 times. Works every time. So what's happening when you have a charge inside a capacitor, it's basically a static or a dielectric charge on the plates. When the energy enters the capacitor, it's not electricity. It's in the dielectric median. All right?
Yeah.
The only time it becomes electricity is when it exits the capacitor.
Did you see my recent video? I charged one of those 190,000 microfarad capacitors with like a coil the size of a loonie. Well, maybe a tune.
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't seen that video.
And you shouldn't, like, it's not magnetics. There's no way magnetics is doing that.
No.
Because otherwise it would fry the coil. The coil is so small, man. Fits inside of a watch.
Yeah. Yeah. What's kind of cool about this is you could start the chart, like when I did the experiment with the capacitor, I would set it at about 3 volts and then run the pulse motor with the spark gap switch and the piezo's, the regular Renegade setup.
Yeah.
When it got down to about 0.2 volts, the wheel would come to a stop. It would bounce back and forth on the coil and then go in the opposite direction for another 40 minutes with only 0.2 volts in the capacitor.
Yeah, it sounded like you have a phase shift right inside your capacitor itself.
Yeah. And the funny part was when it did the phase shift, it ran longer than it did when I initially put the charge in it.
Really?
Yes, it ran longer.
I wonder if that's because of the vacuum that was created when the phase shift in the capacitor shifted.
It's pulling itself back in the opposite direction. Because
exactly.
when you run a capacitor regularly, it starts dropping in the positive charge, right?
Yeah.
So it's going down, and it's going down to a certain point where it can't run anymore. And then the repulsive force, the opposite force, now takes over and starts pulling the wave back in the other direction. That's when you get that phase shift.
Yeah, because the force of that pulling overcomes the charge in the sense where it puts more in than was originally.
Now the question is, where is that extra energy coming in from the negative entering the system?
Well, it being dielectric could come from the ether itself.
Exactly. So there I would say would be a very good example of pulling energy from the vacuum or pulling it from the dielectric medium, because like I said before, inside a capacitor, it's not electricity, it's electrostatic. It's a charge.
Yeah.
It only turns into electricity when it exits that capacitor.
So, yeah, or if you take the ether or the dielectric and you fill a capacitor with it, that's a change in itself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then, like you said, once it leaves the capacitor, because once you put that dielectric energy into a cap, it actually becomes like workable energy. Before it's just potential. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. It has to leave the capacitor to actually become physical energy.
Yeah. Absolutely. I got to give you guys that circuit soon. Darn it. I keep forgetting to get it to you guys.
And the thing is that what I like about that experiment, it's very easy to do if you have the pulse motor set up that I have, and I've been able to replicate it over and over and over and over again. It works every time.
Do you have a video on it, Mike?
I do. It's in my YouTube channel. I do have it in there. I would have to dig it up. I did that experiment a couple of years ago. But if I find it, I'll give you the link for it. I'll send it through Facebook.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I said it before and I'll say it again, Mike. You don't need me, but I'll give you that circuit. It'll definitely increase your output, like your efficiency will go up. I just keep forgetting to send it to you guys. I've got 2 new circuits that are freaking crazy. Go ahead.
No, I'm just really geared up on the Howard Johnson thing right now. So as soon as I get that magnetic oscillator built, that wheel will run forever. It will run forever. No batteries, no capacitors.
I want to. If you get that done, I know you don't want to share secrets, and I don't want to bust your balls or whatever. But if you decide to give out, I want a very small one that spins forever. Just a small one.
Well, it works better with a bigger wheel. Now, I will give you a couple of hinters. The weight of the wheel should be on the outer diameter. Make it as light as possible in the middle, heaviest as possible on the outer diameter.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Also the wheel has to be out of balance. So my new wheel has a stack of magnets on one part of the wheel only.
Yeah, so you're off balancing it.
I'm off balance and it's whipping around. I'm using the inertia and the weight of the outer diameter. The further out you go in diameter, now you're working with leverage. You got greater leverage with a bigger wheel.
That sounds a lot like Howard Johnson when he accomplished it, because it would crack when it went on. It was like crack and it would just spin.
Yeah, it would spin hard. Like
Yeah.
when I simulate what I'm going to do with this special magnetic triggering, when I hit it, that thing whips around like fast, like really fast. So if I built this magnetic oscillator that runs on the magnetic field of the wheel itself, so there is no outside energy source going into this at all. It's all going to be working on that wheel. If I get the timing just right, this thing will run continuously, nonstop.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
So-
Inertia of the wheel is a huge part. Huge part.
I got a
But
question
then
for you.
again, you can still harness the electricity the magnets generate when they move.
Well, the idea is if I can get that thing running continuously, I would set up a bunch of pickup coils on the bottom of the wheel with magnets, positive, negative, all the way around. Have an alternating generator built right into that same wheel.
So I got a question for you, Mike.
Yeah.
You could take a piezo and run it in reverse on that, and every time it gets tapped, it'll fill up a small capacitor. And then once it reaches the level where it triggers your
It would dump.
Your transistor, it'll dump. Yeah. So you could actually create a little bit of a pulse, you know what I mean, to push it.
No, I won't need it.
When you want.
No, the mechanism I'm making will need 0 batteries, 0 capacitors.
Okay.
Completely self-powered on the magnetic field of that wheel. So I've come up with a way of making a triggering magnetic pulse mechanically.
If I remember correctly, Howard was talking about how the more magnets, the more torque. And then you control the speed through how much torque you're putting in comparison to your load. But I'm not positive on that.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean?
Yeah. You'll get more horsepower on the diameter and the weight of the size of the wheel. Okay. So the wheel I'm working with is 12 inches. So the magnet stack that I have on there adds about, I would say about a pound. And then I'm going to add more weight to the outer diameter of the wheel to make it even heavier. So the middle of the wheel is actually the lightest part of that wheel.
I wonder if there's a standard ratio once you get to that point.
I'll have to test that. I'll have to start adding weights to it, see what what parameters I could work in. But all I know is Howard Johnson specifically talked about the outer diameter of the wheel's got to be heavy.
Timtron was telling that last time he was on my channel and he did the cast.
Yes.
He said the same thing. Thin it out in the center, put the heavy weights on the outside, and then you only have to like give it a tap every once in a while when it needs it.
Exactly.
And then you can pull out energy to stop it. You know what I mean? Stop it every once in a while from having problems. So if you do hook up coils to it later, just remember that you can pull out the energy a little bit so that it runs smoother and it runs, you know what I mean, consistently. Because sometimes when you have those big things running, they get out of balance a little bit. So you want to pull the energy every once in a while.
Yeah. So that's what I've been finding when I've been running the wheel. I'm trying to keep, as it's spinning, keep the wheel flat. And what will happen if it's out of sync? It will start this little wobble.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So that's what I've been experimenting with, the balance, trying to get as much weight on that end as possible on the outer diameter. And as it's spinning, make sure when it hits the outside magnet that's going to propel it forward, it's going to whip it around. You'll see it actually whip.
Yeah, I have. I caught that right away, actually.
Yeah. So believe it or not, the distance of the magnet from the wheel to the outside magnet is well over 3.5 inches back. It's quite a ways back.
Huh.
But if you go too much, what will happen? It'll grab it, pull it in, and then it'll break, and then it will release it. You don't want that.
Wait, I got to do something. Bill, are you awake? Sorry, I should have warned you, Nathan. I forgot about your earpiece.
It's all right, man. It's all good.
I think he is asleep.
I get more and more deaf every day, man. It's all right.
We'll fix that. Don't worry.
Not sleeping, meditating.
Meditating.
Right.
Yeah.
Does this mean meditating?
I've got
Are you on the
herpes on my
toilet,
head.
Gerald?
Yeah, there you go. I'm on the toilet.
Oh, he's dreaming of Tesla Tech is what he's doing. He's not meditating.
Yeah.
He's got some good connections going in, man. Going in hot.
I'm just gonna go for a quick smoke. I'll be right back.
Mike was waiting for me too. I made Mike wait a full hour and 40 minutes before he could go for a cigarette tonight. And well, how is everyone? Good to be here. My apologies for being late.
It's going good, man.
Gerald, while we have you, I was listening a minute ago. Well, at some point earlier, you were talking about
A few minutes ago.
the counter space where you in the coils where you're having the resonance effect.
The null zone, the depletion region.
Null zone, yes.
Yeah. The Atom Project. Something I've been working on for a little while.
Please
But
do.
It has to do with kind of with what you're working on, but in a different pretense. I'm not using water the way you are.
Well, you sparked my interest, and you know darn well exactly what I'm talking about. That applying that technique into the water.
Well, I've stayed out of it because I don't want to step on anything you're doing, and you're going to Tesla Tech, and so I don't really want to talk about the Atom Project because it coincides with your work, and I don't want to, like your work is yours, man. I want you to
privately and make it a.
There you go. We can do that. I mean, I can tell you a little bit about it, but I can't say too much because I
understand. I get it.
It does it a different way, but it still does it very efficiently. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, like on magnitude sort of deal in those specific areas.
Exactly. Okay, so picture, have you ever welded or cut steel with high temperature acetylene or other high gases in order to cut through heavy steel? Mm-hmm. And at the end of cutting through it, you get that white sort of a powder, and it accumulates. There's quite a bit, but you can never really pull it into a pile, and when you go to grab it, it dissolves and disappears into your fingers.
Yeah, the straight up monatomics and molecules. Yep.
Yeah, well, you know how it looks like flour after cutting a piece of steel?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of rates we're talking about here. Looks like it's snowing.
I get what you're saying. And you already know what I'm saying.
I know what you can do, but that's why I'm staying out of it, man. I don't want to step on anybody's toes.
It's not stepping, it's working together. But yeah, absolutely correct that, we got to discuss these things privately first. And it's not because we're like trying to hold technology back or anything.
No, man.
There's actual potential real dangers and harms with all of these different technologies, the coils of the fields. And then when you start adding new dimensions in, when you have high energy or high fields, even in just these smallest of null zone places, it's like you have to be very careful, because if you have too much of that tiny energy in that one little spot, you have like the potential of like detonating a H-bomb or something, especially when you're dealing with electrolysis and atomic hydrogen, and right. So,
well, there's a few things that could go wrong, definitely, but that's not my point.
That's the ultimate worst case, right?
I'm just trying to stay away from.
Before you get to that, you'll have radiation, you'll have heavy metal poisoning, you'll have toxic gases.
Yeah, but I'm not. It's not even about that for me, Bernie. I'm trying to stay away from your field of expertise.
I feel you, but we're coming together. We're a group.
Well, no, we will. We definitely will.
For a while, Gerald, because I knew you were right on this right here. What we're talking about. we got to get it done. But
dude, I want you to do
privately.
Tesla Tech first, and then you and I will do like a live and talk about the Atom project.
Why
Till then,
don't
keep it
we
sorta-
do the live from Tesla Tech? You could be one of the guest remote presenters if you'd like.
Oh, that's an interesting concept. You and I should talk offline.
Are you gonna be on the big screen?
Yes, Steve's giving me a whole media room to do extra live streams and interviews from. And actually, something I wanted to talk to all of you lovely people. I was going to say gentlemen, but there's also the lovely Lulu with us. But all of the League of Extraordinary Inventors, each of you, if you want to do and plan specific presentations and times, during the 5-day event, we can do that. And specifically, there's Thursday and Friday, I believe, are the days that are the electrogravitic, the field, and the magnetic motor, and also Tesla coil days of what the presenters Steve has lined up, because he structured it in those sort of topics, where then the Friday, Saturday are more of the water and the cold fusion sort of stuff. But you are welcome to join for all of them. Just
when is it again? The last week of August?
No, first week. It's August 6th through 10th. I'm there from the 5th to 11th.
I'm in. You and I'll have to talk details offline.
100%. I like it.
For sure.
Love it. We want some more of it. And big news. Apparently, we've been able to create such a hype with Tesla Tech that a bunch of the OG presenters and legends of the previous 4 decades, because this is the 40th annual year of Tesla Tech happening there. And so I guess a bunch of presenters from the past are all now coming in attendance, even though they know there's no more room to present themselves. They're coming just to be able to speak and do the interviews that we're doing there and be part of some of the panels. Marco Rodin is also coming.
I heard Put Up might be coming.
Shit.
How were you able to finance?
Just a whisper. Don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard. I guess we'll see, right?
No, I don't want to get kidnapped into his basement.
Oh,
how were you able to finance the trip so fast? In 2 weeks, you sold a couple of jars.
I wish. It's actually that and shout out to everyone who has supported me and donated crypto over the last 5 years. It was that I hadn't been able to cash out my crypto in Canada for the last several years, since there was the whole what was it, the protest where they went to Ottawa or whatever the heck, but they cracked down on crypto. Then they blocked all of the different exchanges to bank accounts because of that. So it was like over the last 4 years I literally could not cash out my crypto into Canadian banks. Even the Bitcoin ATMs that are supposed to accept your Bitcoin and give you cash back, they only take cash in Calgary, and I think it's the same across Canada. So it was that I couldn't cash it out, and then I finally figured out, and I guess at some point recently they allowed the one American exchange, Coinbase, which is like the corporate control exchange. So it's now the Canadian and American corporate on and off ramp only, but at least I was able to cash my crypto to my bank account to buy.
I got a crypto question for you, Crypto.
Yes, sir.
I was given a full coin by the founder of crypto when it first opened up. I registered my wallet in my name, and I never went back to it. Is there any way of getting that coin back?
Which founder of which exchange?
Was that Japanese can't remember his name.
How did you register it to your name?
Well, it wasn't registered to my name. It was registered to a wallet, and all the information I put in the wallet, and then I got that number, and it was put on my computer on my hard drive.
Okay, so if you have the 12 words key, like the words that will to your wallets that restore your wallet, if you have that written up somewhere, then you're good. You can bring that coin anywhere, anytime. But if you don't have your seed key phrase for that wallet, then it's lost forever. But if you have it written down, you have it forever. That's how crypto works.
Okay. Okay, that might be in my notes, actually. Actually, I'm almost positive it is.
I pray good juju for you
They
that
call
it is, because then
they
you
call
got
that
it.
they call that a dry wallet, right?
Yeah. Never used it before.
Not really. It's a self-possession wallet. The dry wallet, I think you're meaning like a cold wallet, and those are the ones that are the actual like a removable hard drive sort of thing, like a USB that you then download it onto that and then disconnect it, and that's a cold wallet.
Well, when Bitcoin was first created, the guy who created it, that Japanese gentleman, offered up 200 coins to the first 200 people that had emailed, and I got a coin out of that. Like 200 people got one coin, and I was the one that got one of the coins out of it. And then, like, I have that written down somewhere. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, you find that seed key, brother, and you got it, and I will help you cash that out, my friend.
Absolutely, I'll give you a call on that. No problem.
All
right, guys. We're gonna have to square up for the night because I want to be able to cut this. We go live to air again.
Though I'm kind of turning against the AI clips just because they suck so bad. But I guess the panel is a little bit better than when anyone's presenting, because it's like for any clip with the AI, and if there's like a demonstration or a presentation on the screen. It cuts that right out and just shows the faces of a couple people, and usually it's not even the faces of the people talking. So I'm getting a little bit frustrated, but fair enough.
Yeah, so sometimes I was noticing Nathan talking, and he was zooming on me sleeping.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
I think they did that one on purpose, Phil.
Yeah,
it was trolling you. It's smarter than we give it credit.
And the best part is I was getting over 1K views.
Don't kid yourself, you guys. Phil plays like he's sleeping. He's secretly listening to all of us.
He puts on those googly eye glasses.
Right?
It's the recording of the snoring.
It's James Bond Dubois.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
But anyways, we go live to air again every Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Be sure to check out Oman Builds, Finite Energy at Philip there. And Gerald, you got your channel. Maybe you could throw that in the chat before we shut down. BurnEye, Crypto Alchemist, check out his channel as well. And we'll see everybody next week.
Thanks for having me on. You guys have a great week.
Appreciate it.
Awesome talking to you all.
Hang around for when we're up.
Yep.